We're joined on stage by Harvard's head coach Tommy Amaker as well as Chandler PJ. Coach will make an opening statement, and if you can direct your attentions to Chandler first, and then we'll open up questions for Coach.
You want me to make it now? Oh, I'm sorry. A very tough loss for us. I thought both the third time with our games against Penn have been literally this tight and competitive and somewhat of, as the proverbial expression goes, sometimes a rock fight. Very difficult for both teams to score, but both teams really competed very hard and played tough defense. And I just, you give all the credit in the world to their team and their coaching staff with Fran and the job they've done, and congratulations to them. Tough one for us, and particularly for our senior captain here, final game of his collegiate career. So I just thought proud of our team, proud of this year, and certainly a tough ending for us here this afternoon.
Questions for Chandler?
Chandler, this is Connor with the Crimson. Here it's obviously tough to take a loss like this in your last game, but do you have anything to say just about your time with the program and kind of how you think you were able to kind of wrap everything up in your time here?
Well, first off, I just want to give all honor and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. One thing that I live by, I stand by, is that, win, loss, or draw, I'm going to give him glory, and I still do. But, something that I always tell the team before we go out on the court is that, we're blessed and highly favored. And, even at halftime when we may be down sometimes, I would tell them that we're still blessed and highly favored. And even when it doesn't come out in our favor, I still say we're blessed and highly favored. And that's how I would describe my time here. 4 years ago, I was at Phillips Exeter Academy coming away from Germany, and, Coach Amaker took a chance on me. And I'll be forever grateful to him and the staff and, this team, and believing in me as a captain, as a leader. Definitely want to apologize to our Harvard community, our institution, our fans, everyone who made the travels up here, because this is not the way we wanted to end our time here. But my 4 years has been amazing. It's been I wouldn't change it for the world, and I just hope that my impact has been made here.
Looking at these last 3 games with Penn this year, all very, very close games, highly contested. Today, without their star player, they were still able to go and, push everything that they had and go and get a close win. Chandler, what do you think it is between these two teams that makes these games so close and kind of ups the intensity whenever y'all play each other?
I just think it goes to show how talented the Ivy League is. Like all across the board over the years, you've just seen the talent continue to grow and grow. And, Penn, I feel like, is a lot like us in the sense that you just never know who could be having a great night. And for them, even though they didn't have Ethan Roberts tonight, they had T.J. Powers, they had Levine, they had guys off their bench, or Cam Thrower, who steps into the opportunity and just shoots the lights out the ball. So, this just credit to the entire Ivy League in terms of how talented we are and the growth of this league over the course of a span of years.
Any final question for Chandler? All right, Chandler, we'll let you go, and Coach will stay for some questions. Questions for Coach Amaker?
Steve Silverman, Ivy Hoops Online. Coach, you guys just couldn't seem to get Robert on track tonight.
Yeah.
6 points, 0 for 5 or 6 from three-point land.
Yeah.
What was going on out there that made it so hard for him to get going?
Yeah, I wish I knew the answer right now to say what it was. But Rob had a tough afternoon, but he does a lot for our team, and he's such a marked guy. So you give credit to Penn of how they defended him. They really closed off the lanes in terms of his driving opportunities. And Robert's at his best when he's able to be, can get to the foul line. And we only shot 2. This isn't anything about officiating at all. I'm just saying we weren't good enough to put ourselves in a position, and Robert in particular, where he could get fouled. And so usually when we are attacking the basket and but they shut lanes off. They were really good at helping off of different guys to clog it on Rob, and then we missed open shots when he had some of those opportunities to kind of loosen it up. So difficult afternoon for him, and obviously it hurts us. They didn't have their best scorer or one of their top scorers, and then Rob wasn't at his normal best for us today.
Coach Walker Carnathan, Daily Pennsylvanian. Obviously a big first half for TJ Power for them, some hot shooting, but it felt like you guys were able to slow him down a lot more effectively in the second half. Was there anything that changed about the game plan? I know you matched Chandler up with him a lot. Just what can you say about the defense on him today?
Yeah, I thought both teams defended exceptionally well, as evidenced by the low shooting percentages and the tight game, overtime game. It was that kind of performance, and it was going to be a game that whoever's going to, survive it. And they did a great job of critical plays, even when we were. I'm not sure the actual score. They got 2 offensive rebounds. I think may have been tied at that moment. 2 offensive rebounds. They extended their time in the possession. So it was that kind of game. It wasn't going to be a pretty shooting, artistic kind of offensive performance by either team. But they were tough enough to make the plays necessary late in game-winning plays to come out on top.
Coach Ryan Genio with ESPN Ithaca Radio. You guys, for next season, return a lot of players. You're only 2 seniors on this team. So what is your message to those returning players saying that, hey, we got back here for the first time in 7 years, and now let's kind of build upon that?
Yeah, we're hopeful, that this will be an opportunity to learn and grow. We've always tried to use every moment to find ways to get better. And I'm very hopeful with the kind of kids we have in our program that they'll embrace some of these tough lessons. And there's a saying that I use a lot with our guys, there's always a lesson in the loss. And our job is to find it, embrace it, learn from it, and then feel like, we moved on from it. And I'm quite confident that these young guys will embrace some of the lessons that comes with this great opportunity we've had to be here this weekend.
Coach, could you just walk us through, those last couple possessions there in overtime, and what you were hoping to see and what might not have went so well? Yeah,
well, we didn't do the defensive effort, that we gave up that layup at the end, and but that's a great job by them faking a handoff and turning the corner and put us on our heels there for a second, and it was enough to get to the rim and lay it. We will always try to get it and go if it's a certain amount of time left on the clock to try to catch something in a broken floor. I thought we had more time, and Tay should have, done a little bit more with the opportunity up the floor. But that's how we play. That's our philosophy. That's worked well for us, is to try to, depending on the amount of time left. And so have no problems with how we finish that offensively. We just wish we would have done a little better job defensively to kind of close off that driving lane to get to the rim.
Jane McNally, City of Basketball Love. Coach, your team started shooting better in the second half, landing more shots, but you couldn't quite find the ones to kind of put it away and grow that lead. What do you think Penn was doing that was making it difficult to find those deciding baskets?
I thought the whole game they were playing outstanding defense. We did find a little rhythm, as you mentioned, start of the second half, and got an opportunity to score a little bit. And you feel better when you see some balls go in the basket and you get some shots made. I thought that was with Ben in particular, like he had a tremendous second half for us, but not enough. And then I think you mentioned it, we had some opportunities there when we had the lead to have some really, really good looks and good opportunities to score and extend it, and we weren't able to do it. And I thought that was the big moment there in the game where we couldn't stretch it and take control of it completely. But you give them credit. They stood their ground, they made the tough stops, and didn't wilt to give in, and then they picked it up and ran with their opportunity. And next thing you know, we're in overtime, and as we know, that goes either way, and we're unfortunate here this afternoon.
Coach, we've got a question online on Zoom from Jonathan Tannenwald.
Thanks. Tommy, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can, Jonathan.
All right, thanks. I know it's the immediate sting of a loss that just happened, but have you yet given any thought to whether you guys might take an NIT berth if one is offered?
Yeah, I haven't thought of it, Jonathan, but we're open to any opportunities that could come our way. This has been a tremendous year of growth for our team and our program, and if something like that happens to find us, we'd obviously look at it very closely and and be very proud of the chance to still represent Harvard in the postseason.
Thank you.
Any final questions for Coach?
Coach, I'd love to hear you talk about Ben Eisendrath, put up a career high tying 15 points and continued to do a lot on the boards and with the passing. So what did you see out of him?
Yeah, I thought Ben had a tremendous afternoon. He leads our team in terms of how he guards the ball out front, and that's the standard for us. It lifts us up as players behind him. So that's the first thing he does exceptionally well. He puts pressure on the ball out top. But then I thought, obviously, with his offensive efficiency today, it was unusual for him. He hasn't had a great offensive year, but today he certainly cashed in on some chances to finish at the rim and made a big three in the corner opposite, in the second half opposite our bench, and very proud of his effort. Very proud of him because he's fought through a lot of things this year, but he is a catalyst for us defensively and sets the tone for our guys. Whether he scores or not, he sets a big tone setter for our team defensively.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. Continued success to you
Thank you.
and your Crimson program.